Jungkook stood leaned on the table in the empty record room, staring at the monitor like it might change if he glared hard enough. The room felt like it was closing in on him, suffocating him more with each passing second. He rewound the footage 100 times, hoping, praying that this time he would catch something, anything, trying to find any cut in the video to prove that it was edited, to prove that it was fake, to prove that Wine was innocent. There she was, Wine, walking into Mr. Jeon's hospital room, calm, unbothered. She paused at the door, glanced around, and then walked to Mr. Jeon's beside. She reached for the oxygen mask, her hand stopped in the mid-air, and she hesitated for a fraction of a second, and then she removed it. After removing the mask, she looked at the door as if she was expecting someone's arrival or maybe checking if someone had caught her in the act. No one entered the room, but then someone called her on the phone, and she picked it up immediately and exited the room while listening to the other person on the other side of the call. She did not look back to see whether Mr. Jeon is or alive, as if she were sure that her work here was done. Looking at the video, Jungkook clenched his jaw so hard that it ached. He slammed the desk, sending a stack of papers flying to the floor. His eyes landed on papers. He picked them up and frantically went through them to check the timing of her visit and Mr. Jeon's. Her name stared back at him, bold and undeniable, as the time matched perfectly, making him throw the papers across the room in frustration and out loud. "I will see whom you have messed with," spoke while glaring at Wine in the footage. An hour later, Jungkook stood in one of the abandoned operation theatre of the hospital while the whole staff were on their knees in front of him, not daring to meet his eyes. Their horror-stricken face satisfied his beast, but it wasn't enough. He loaded and aimed it at the nurse's head, who was a witness. "You aren't going to lose your life for a few dollars, are you?" Indicated that they are suspecting her as a bribed witness. Shivering hands joined together as she begged for her life at their feet. "No, sir, please, why would I risk my life by lying for this much serious matter?" Tears streamed down her face as she rubbed her hands together and begged more fear. "Don't, please." Jungkook stared at her unfazed, while Yoongi rolled his eyes, uninterested in her act. "Spill, what happened that night?" Spoke in a cold tone while still pointing at her head. Sobbed and spoke while whimpering badly. I already gave my statement. Don't make me repeat myself," he groaned. A visitor approached me. She wiped her tears, swallowed hard before speaking further, and stammered badly while speaking. She said she was concerned about the patient's condition. She showed me what looked like an oxygen reading. Said it wasn't delivering properly. I told her she should wait for the doctor, but what? He snapped in a harsh, imposing tone. Her breath caught in her throat as she looked at Jungkook, but immediately looked down, bursting into tears. She insisted, whispered. She said she did not have time and she had permission to adjust it herself. She seemed certain, like she knew what she was doing. Jungkook's hand curled up in a fist as he heard her, but he did not react further. Who told her to do it? I don't know. Now you won't. Me, right? Choked on her tears, ignored her questions and asked her, "You remember her face, right?" His tone went dark. "Yes, she works with you. Gang, why?" Her body stayed still for a few milliseconds before falling on the floor with a thud in her own, making all the other staff witnessing the scene flinch and tremble badly. No one remembers her face. No one remembers her name, declared as the smoke steamed out of the mouth of his worm. The room fell as silent as a person, as no one dared to breathe in Jungkook's presence. "Am I clear?" roared. "Yes." Everyone nodded their heads and spoke out in fear of becoming his next victim. On the other side, the footage was playing in which a nurse collided with Wine and dropped her things at her feet. Her movements were panicked, causing Wine to help her gather the stuff from the floor. "I am so sorry, ma'am. I didn't saw you. I'm just in too much hurry as there are many emergency cases going on right now and I need to be there in time." "It's okay." Cold and unbothered, yet still helping. "Ma'am, you are from Jeon's and you must have access to Mr. Jeon's room, right?" Trying to show her panic while dropping few of her stuff once again. "Yes." Stopped and looked at the nurse. Do me a favor and remove his oxygen mask as the machine is already off. His condition is better now and I forgot to remove the mask. But the head doctor will go on down in a few minutes. But I need to be in the emergency room. Please, ma'am. Stood up as her gaze lingered on the nurse for a few seconds. I'll see. Saying this, wine left for Mr. Jones' room. She entered the room and gazed at the oxygen supply machine, which was already off, thinking that the nurse wasn't lying and there was really no need for the oxygen mask when it wasn't supplying oxygen. Vine removed the mask. Her hands stopped midway as she gave it a second thought but jerked her negative feelings away and decided to help the nurse. As soon as she removed the mask and put it aside, she received a phone call from an unknown number and picked it up. There was distortion in the voice from the other side, so thinking of it as a signal problem, she exited the room while trying to listen to the other side. After Vine had left the room, the same nurse entered the room and injected something, or to be precise, a heart stopper, into Mr. Jones' stomach, so no one could find the syringe mark. This was the same bribe nurse whom Jungkook had just ended. As this video was from the other angle, everything was clearly shown in this video. The video ended, making the viewers smirk in victory.